Welcome back to Vlogmas Small Business Grant Edition, where we are doing 25 grants in 25 days. So turn on that bell so you do not miss these opportunities. Go back and look at all of the other opportunities. There are so many grants, y'all. Okay, there's $1 million grant. There is a six-figure $100,000 grant. There's so much in there, and the majority of the grants in the Vlogmas list has absolutely no deadline. So do not miss it. Now, this grant opportunity, we're going to value this opportunity at $30,000. And when I say value, y'all already know what we're about to talk about. We're about to talk about a cohort. But this is an academy, and it is a leadership academy. So this is for individuals that are in a senior position in their organization, or they are positioned to be in a senior position in their organization. What this grantor is going to do, they are going to provide you with the resources, and this is going to do more of that inner work, which I have not seen with a lot of these cohorts. Most of the cohorts, they're focused on getting in front of investors, how to get access to capital. This grantor is focused on your influence. Because if you're not influential, you're not gonna get no money. Because if you put me in front of somebody, I can influence you to give me a few dollars, okay? But that is something that you have to learn, the art of asking. And that is more important than your idea or your business. Because you can have the most successful business in your own right? And you can have an amazing idea. But if you get in front of the room or get into the space where the money is, as they say, where the money resides, and you don't know how to ask for the money, yeah, you're not gonna get the money. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting a foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth, because yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the Small Business Grant playlist. I post several grant opportunities in there. I post no deadline grants in there, no business needed grants in there, industry specific grants in there, global opportunities in there, and now we have Vlogmas, which is our 25 grants in 25 days. And I forgot, y'all, this grant opportunity is a global opportunity. So wherever you reside, even if it's with the money, you are potentially eligible to participate in this grant opportunity that is going to put you into a cohort. But I have two books. And that first book is an ebook. It's for individuals that's just like, I just want to read everything. I don't have time. I just give me the content and I'll figure it out. And then I have a workbook, which is 130 pages of content. It has quizzes in there. It has fill in the blanks in there. It has sample answers, y'all, but do not plagiarize them answers, okay? And these books are going to help you figure out what to do before you get the grant, if you get the grant, if you don't get the grants, applying for the grants, and finding grants. And if you're like, I don't know if I really want to purchase a book yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description to the website so you can go and see the 5-star reviews so you can make a more informed decision before spending your money. And if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will be unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post cohorts. I post articles. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we don't want to stay over there too long because we're trying to figure out how am I going to get access to capital and a cohort, and it's focusing on self versus always just focusing on get to the money. No, we are going to position you so you, the person, can get to the money. But before we do that, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what type of business you have, city, state, and/or industry, because I am pulling from the comments. And with Vlogmas, y'all, 25 grants, 25 days, there is a higher probability that I will pull your comments. Now, this grant, similar to the last cohort, they are really on this. You got to have some grit. And that's one of the things that they said. If you don't have grit, a growth mindset, nor maintain a positive attitude when faced with challenges, you're not going to be successful, and you're likely not going to be eligible to participate in this cohort. I will say what is different is that you have to provide a letter from either a supervisor or your board. What does that mean when we say board? This is for our nonprofits, and this is the first cohort that I found that was specific to nonprofits. We've seen some that's like if you're a nonprofit or for-profit. This one is focused on our nonprofits, and with 25 grants in 25 days, I had to make sure that I share the wealth. Now you're going to get 40 hours of online support through this cohort. There will be instances where you will be in person. So that is why they're asking for that letter of support. And if you have your nonprofit, you would get a letter of support from your board. You must have your tax exempt status. So remember, y'all, with a nonprofit, it's 2 steps. That first step, you go to your Secretary of State's office, fill everything out, get your nonprofit corporation. Hooray! But wait, there is more. You then have to go to the IRS, complete their documentation to get that tax designation of tax exempt status, which is your 501c3. I did not see any mention of whether or not they would accept entities that was working with a fiscal agent, but this grantor, y'all, says that you can reach out to them, so they have a contact us, and they will literally call you. So you can have a telephone conversation with them. You can talk about the program. You can talk about yourself. And then from there, you can make the informed decision on whether or not you all are going to be a good fit. And a lot of grantors do not do this. They say, sorry, we get too many people reaching out, so therefore we're not able to have these conversations. So that is why I keep saying, make sure you peruse the websites, because there is invaluable information on there. Now, because they are focusing on you, the individual, they're actually going to provide you with a 360 evaluation. And if you don't know what that is, it's literally you just send out these questionnaires for individuals, whether it's colleagues, friends, anybody that's worked with you, and they give their feedback, and then you're going to get one-on-one coaching. Most of our online programs focus on you in a group setting. This is going to be a personalized approach to focus on you, the person. They're also going to provide you with techniques on building your personal brand. And that's pretty much how you leave people feeling after you engage with them. They're also going to help you have a growth mindset, or I'm going to say a stronger growth mindset, because you got to have that in order to be eligible for this opportunity. And then they're going to help you find and know your purpose, right? So if you're kind of like, I know this is my passion, but I'm really struggling with my purpose, they're also going to focus on that. So this is really taking that deep dive into the person that is you, versus just focusing structurally on your nonprofit organization and what you're currently doing in community. There will be 4 questions for you to answer in order for you to potentially get access to this grant opportunity / cohort. The first question is, describe your leadership journey. They just want to know, how did you get to where you are? And then also, what has impacted you along the way? You get 2,000 characters. So you got to be kind of concise, but not as concise as previous grants that I have mentioned on the channel. And when you're thinking about your leadership journey, think about it from the perspective of challenges, growth aspects, things that you've done, right, to excel, to get to that leadership role. And it could be things that you did on your own, right, your own professional development goals and journey, and individuals that might have impacted you while on your journey. The second question is you talking about your experience with influencing others. And influence, you can have formal authority over individuals because of your title, and then informal, and that is where that influence lies, right? So it's, how are you able to affect change and get individuals to come together for a common goal? And what does that look like, right? And what is your approach? And that is something that you would have to answer. If I were answering it for myself, when I think about influence, my first step is always to get to know the person. And I don't mean get to know the person like their background, I will give you all a quick example. I had an employee once that she absolutely loved Jolly Ranchers. And I realized that if I brought her Jolly Ranchers, which is like $1 or $2 back then, she would really work because that made her feel appreciated. It made her feel seen and it made her feel valued because I noticed that every day on her desk was a bag of Jolly Ranchers. She never told me she liked them. So just really being attentive to people and then acting on that intention creates influence that you wouldn't even think about. And that cost me $2. And this is what most of them are asking you. Why do you want to be a part of this? And as I've said in previous videos, this is where you need to take that deep dive into the grantor and figure out who they are, what they stand for, and why you would be aligned with them. So when you're answering that question, you would have to say that I noticed that you all are passionate about, and since we know that they're doing a lot of inner work, you're passionate about inner work and making sure that people are successful. And I have been on this journey for, the last couple of years. I've really been focusing inner on self and figuring out how can I adjust me while still staying true to myself. And I noticed that that would be of a benefit to myself and that there's some alignment with their mission, vision, and values. And then the next question, which I feel like is similar to why do you want to be a part of the program? What do you hope to accomplish or gain after participating in the program? So now they want you to think about at the end of the program, this is where I would like to be. So what I would recommend with that question, you would say, based on my understanding of the program, these are some of the things that you all focus on based on this understanding and, making sure that you're accurate in your research and making sure you do that telephone call because that will help you be as clear as day with these answers. I am hoping to accomplish fill in the blank. Whenever you're answering questions and you tie it back into something that is specific to a grantor, you are going to stand out amongst your competition, whereas somebody else might just say, I want to be a better person. I want to have more influence. It's no. I want to build a growth mindset beyond where I'm at because build a growth mindset, that's on their website. So that means that you've read it and that you've paid attention. And then as we already mentioned, you're going to have to get that letter from either a supervisor or someone from your board saying that they support you and participate in the program. And then they have to answer why you would benefit from participating in this program. But y'all, don't forget, leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, city, state, and our industry, because I am pulling from the comments. And with Vlogmas 25 grants in 25 days, you do not want to miss this opportunity. But of course, I could do that at the top of the year when I go back to my regularly scheduled 1 to 2 times a week of posting. With all of that, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all. This opportunity is sponsored by Common Purpose in collaboration with American Express. And we're going to scroll down. Now, here is going to be key information. As I said, this is for senior leaders in the nonprofit sector. You have 40 hours, and of course, it's free. And then it is a global opportunity. So you have to pay attention to when the applications open and then also when those deadlines are to make sure that you do not miss this opportunity. And since we already went over the application, I want to scroll up so we can look at some of their resources. So let's look at the cultural intelligence test. I think this is something critical for any leader to want to have the answers to. As they say, you know your IQ, you probably know your EQ, but do you know your CQ? And this is important if you are nonprofit in leadership, even if you're not in leadership, because you are working in community. So these are things that you should want to know. And then you can click and take this test. This is going to be a free test. But go to their website, check out all of the free resources because there's a plethora. I could be on this website for hours and still not get to all of the resources that they give us access to. But once you take this test and then you reach out to them to have that telephone conversation to determine if you want to apply for this specific cohort that is valued at $30,000, you're going to come back here, you're going to leave me that comment and tell me that you were selected, and we are going to celebrate you because you're getting that much closer to generational wealth, which is the goal of this channel, y'all. But of course, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the ebook, check out the workbook, check out the Patreon, check out the small business grant playlist, check out that Vlogmas list, y'all. 25 grants in 25 days. But I am just grateful that you all are on this journey with me, especially if you've been watching all of the Vlogmas videos. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day. And I will see you all next time.